Are you ready to share your story with an audience eager to learn from your journey? Welcome to the Earl Hall Show, the podcast where entrepreneurs, authors, speakers, and creatives share their unique insights and experiences. With over 15,000 subscribers on YouTube and episodes promoted on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, your story will reach an engaged and growing audience. As a guest, you'll join me for a 20-minute pre-recorded video interview aired every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Book your spot now for just $49. This offer won't last long. The Earl Hall Show. Your story deserves to be heard. Today on the Earl Hall Show, we're going to talk about three things that is going to definitely impact you as an entrepreneur to help you grow your business. Number one, we're going to be talking about creating high quality promotional videos that convert to sell your products or services. We're also going to be talking about writing captions and hashtags that actually drive engagement and sales. And also turning social media views into sales without feeling salesy. So these are the three things that I want to cover, and these are the mistakes that I want to make sure entrepreneurs are not involved in, because there are solutions for this, and we're going to crack into this right now. Okay, the first thing that we want to talk about is creating high quality promotional videos that convert. Why? This is because many entrepreneurs actually struggle with creating engaging videos that drive sales. And this is the whole reason we're on social media. We're here to build an audience and to convert that audience into customers for our products and services. And basically with a promotional video, and this is not just with video, so let me make this clear. You want to create, I think the key word here is engaging content. What type of content are you putting out there? How are you structuring a compelling video? How are you using the tools that are available to you to actually edit and create those videos? And what do your visuals actually look like? You know, not just the words that you're saying, but the visuals that you're using as well. Because in creating a compelling video, you need to have a hook, meaning something that is going to draw the people in, let them know what you're about to share with them. Kind of like how I did at the beginning of this podcast, right? I'll let you know who this was for and what we were going to be talking about. So you've got the hook, you've got the value proposition, in the content. What is it that you're offering and how does it help serve the audience that you're going after? And then also the CTA, your call to action. You want to make sure that it's clear. Now, let me address this call to action thing, because this is one of the things that I see so much on social media. Someone can have a great piece of content, a promo video or something like that, a book trailer, and they post that on social media. They give a little bit of a description in the captions, like we're talking about Facebook mainly, even Instagram, but let's talk about Facebook for a moment. But there is no link. Like, the call to action has to be something or an action that someone needs to take. And if you don't put the link in there, believe me, even if you've got the URL or the web address on your video, no one's going to type it in. But if you have the link in the captions or the description for your video, and you point them and direct them to that as a CTA, make sure, click the link in the description, say that in your promo video. Right? It's nothing wrong with having the URL there, but say that in your call to action, say that in your promo video, click the link in the description. People will go to the description and they'll link on it and they'll click on it. Here are some tools that you can use to actually help you create these videos. And this is what we use here at Earl Hall Studio to craft our great promotional videos that we do for people all over, right? So CapCut is an editing piece of software that we use. Riverside.fm is a platform that I use to create my videos, to do interviews with as well, to create clips from that I produce and put out on social media. It's all automated inside that. Now, a lot of these things, there's going to be a link in the description so that you can go view these tools. And if you have the skill set to use them, you can actually go ahead and use them as well. But if you want us to do it for you here at Earl Hall Studio, link in the description for that as well. A big thing that I use just about every day is Canva. This is how I create the graphics that I create for like my thumbnails for my show, even different images that you're probably seeing scroll across the screen here on this podcast as well. Canva is a great way to create your images. Now, there is an importance here to high quality audio and visuals to build credibility. But here's the thing. All you need to do this is a microphone, a camera, and a solution to a problem, which you already have inside of your smartphone. These things are there. So use them. They're right there. You paid all this money for these phones. Use the phones to their highest extent. Spoiler alert, I'm using my iPhone 14 Plus right now to record this video, this podcast. That's the camera that I'm using. Now I'm using a more high-powered mic and an audio interface, but the thing is here, you have all the tools you need to build the things that you want to build right in the palm of your hand, literally. Now, so when it comes to that, here's point number 2. Point number 2 is all about writing captions and hashtags that drive engagement of sales. Why do you want to do this? Even great video content won't perform well if the captions and hashtags are not optimized for discovery. This is just true. Discovery and engagement. Many entrepreneurs fail to use the right mix of storytelling, persuasion, and SEO. So let's talk about your captions. Your captions are the things that you write about the video that you're showing. Like on Facebook, captions, YouTube, we call them descriptions, whatever. Instagram, they're captions. It's what you write. This is where you're putting the information about what you're talking about in the video. Now, what you want to make sure that you do is you want to keep these captions short. People like myself, probably like you, we don't have a tendency to want to read a whole lot of text, but we will watch the video. So the text that you write is going to help with SEO. And let's keep this to like 2 to 3 sentences, 3 sentences max that you would use. Now, I don't always follow that, but that's my own shortcoming, right? Sometimes we think we need to say more than we actually need to say, but I'm discovering you really don't in your captions. The important part about writing a great caption that is centered on your customer is extremely important and valuable. And this brings me to your hashtags. The reason why you want to have these hashtags in there is for discoverability. The hashtags have to make sense with what it is that you're posting. So depending on what you're posting, and you can use different tools, even like I know Riverside helps me out with hashtags and tags. So I use that feature in Riverside. You can use something like a Chat GPT or even something that I found, Taj.ai. I'll link to Taj in the description because it's a very useful tool that I found just over the past week that really helps me with these things that we're talking about with SEO, as well as my captions and my hashtags and even the titles of what I call these things. So this is important. Now, the hashtag strategies for different platforms like Instagram, and you can research these things on all the different platforms, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook. It's a Google search, right? It's looking at the hashtags that are already being used on the platform. And the good thing about this is when you start typing in a hashtag on all these platforms, it gives you suggestions on the hashtag you're looking for, right? So you can look for those things as well. Now, how to test and refine captions for better performance is really going to be done by seeing what's actually working, because you don't want to use a whole bunch of hashtags that are widely used. You want to use and start narrowly focusing in on more specific types of hashtags and even making up some of your own so that you can start seeing what kind of attention is coming from those different hashtags that you're using. So your captions are important and your hashtags are important as well. So you want to make sure that you do enough research on those types of things, right? So Google search is a good way to find out more about hashtags, and even on the platforms, the individual ones like Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, they're going to help you with those things as well. I'm going to take a short break, but I'm going to come right back and we're going to finish this out, and we're going to be talking about turning social media views into sales without feeling salesy. This is important. We'll be right back after this. Ready to transform your life? Transformation, How Mama's Wisdom Unlocks the Secrets to Success, is your guide to resilience, purpose, and creating a life you love. Mama said, it's your little red wagon. You can pull it or push it. And if you've got one man, you can get another. Packed with timeless wisdom, practical strategies, and heartfelt stories, this book will help you tackle challenges and embrace your next breakthrough. Grab your copy on Amazon today. How Mama's Wisdom Unlocks the Secrets to Success.
Entrepreneurs, authors, and business owners, are you ready to get noticed? Get a 20-minute interview feature on the Earl Hall Show. A custom 30-second promo video to market your business. Plus, 6 commercial spots in 6 upcoming episodes. All for just $97. Limited spots available. Don't miss out. Let's put your brand in front of the right audience. Click the link now and let's make it happen.
Welcome back. One of the big premises that I have, even in some of the books that I have that are out on Amazon that I talk about, is that if you don't have an audience, you don't have a business. If you don't have an audience, you can't make sales. This is social media. That's why this point number 3, turning social media views into sales without feeling salesy, is so important. You know, most business owners struggle to convert likes and comments into actual revenue. You can break down, really how to do this in a couple of easy steps. Now, here are the key points for this, and the difference between brand awareness and direct response marketing. Brand awareness is like the information that you're sharing to show your expertise of a certain problem that your audience that you're trying to build needs and wants to solve. This is it. You don't have to sell during these types of videos or blog posts or whatever. You give answers and solutions to problems that you know your audience has. This builds your brand because it shows your expertise and what it is that you're able to do for that individual viewer that is watching. Now, when you create content like that without selling, you're doing what I call selling without selling, right? It's kind of like the Bruce Lee philosophy, fighting without fighting, right? This is what you want to do. You want to help as much as you can. Give away your best information because that is going to be the thing that really separates you. And then adding in your own mix of philosophy, personality, and things of that nature is really going to draw and captivate an audience into you because it is about the story. Why are you doing what you're doing? How has what you've discovered helped you on your journey? And why are you sharing this information with the people that you're trying to build this audience with? What is it there? This is about building your brand awareness, right? Then you've got the direct response marketing. This is where you're selling, right? You're giving information about your product or service and encouraging people to make the purchase now. So if you want like a layout or a platform, here are some steps you want to follow. The number one thing that you should be doing in all of this is creating content that is helpful to people without selling anything to them. Just give the information, right? In a CTA or a call to action, you might want to say, if you want more information on this, comment below. Or if you want more information on this, check out my YouTube playlist that I have or website or whatever else that is going to further engage them in the topic that you're helping them with in that video or in that post. You've got to send them something. Don't send them somewhere that is not related to what it is that you're talking about, because they're taking that call to action, that CTA, because they want more information on that, nothing else. The second thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're responding to every comment that comes in. This is important because this is engagement with your audience you're trying to build. Because if you don't have an audience, you don't have a business. You don't have anyone to sell to unless you have an audience for what it is that you're talking about. This should be very, very clear. You want to also go to those people and comment on the posts that they're making, helpful comments. And I'm not talking about great post or, hey, love this, or, hey, this is really good info. No, give some feedback, especially because they're the audience you're trying to gain, which means they have the audience that you're trying to gain as well. You want to give very clear-cut responses and put comments on their post that highlights what they're talking about in a way that shows you understand. This will cause more engagement for you as well. And then lastly, what you want to do is create some posts maybe twice a week. You want more posts that are helpful than selling. You want more posts that are helpful than posts that are selling, right? So make 1 or 2 or 3 posts a week, depending on the amount of content. Let's just say you make 10 pieces of content a week. 5 of those pieces of content at a minimum need to be helpful. 3 of them can be salesy, or not salesy, but selling. You don't want anything to be salesy. You don't want any feeling at all of salesy with that. So make 7 to 8 pieces of content that are helpful with a good CTA, call to action, and then make 2 to 3 pieces of content that are directly selling to the people, to the audience that you're actually trying to build. And you've got to learn the DM game as well. DMing folks is good, not to sell, but to engage in conversation about what they're interested in engaging in conversation about. You've got to also realize that we have these tools in the palm of our hand. You've got live stream capability. You can go live to interact with the audience that you're building and to boost conversations. Live streams I've done for a long time. I started out really in live streams that really gave me my boost because an audience felt like they could engage with me, and they did. They will engage with you. They will ask you questions, but you've got to start by putting out content that is helpful so that people can see you as a go-to person for all of this. So when you're looking at the mistakes that so many entrepreneurs make and how to avoid these mistakes, I want you to consider this video. And then also what I want you to do, let me know your comments. Let me know your questions about this episode of the Earl Hall Show, specifically wherever you're watching it right now. And I'll engage back with you so that we can continue a conversation. The main premise of all of this for me is that if you're not building an audience, you're not building a business. And this is the main point that you want to make sure that you understand with all of this. We have these platforms at our disposal that are literally free. YouTube is my base. It's where I built everything. You've got Facebook, you've got Instagram, you've got X, you've got TikTok, you've got all these platforms that are out here. Which one is your focus? Which one are you going to build your brand on? Don't try and do it on all of them, but have a key place where you can build that engagement. For me, it was YouTube. It doesn't mean it will be the same for you, right? You've got to discover this, and it may take you a little time to discover that. But when you figure out where your audience literally is building from, what platform it's on, double down on that platform so that you can continue to grow. Share clips, share shorts and things of that nature, reels, stories on the other platforms that will drive people back to your main source, hopefully, right? But you want to do this in a way where you understand and know these strategies, like how to create high quality promo videos. The thing about writing captions and hashtags that drive engagement and sales, and how to turn your social media views into sales without feeling salesy. If you can avoid these 3 mistakes and understand how to utilize them, you're going to see over time that these are going to be the things that drive your business. Because as always, if you're not building an audience, you're not building a business, and you're not making sales. I'll see you on the next episode of the Earl Hall Show. Are you ready to share your story with an audience eager to learn from your journey? Welcome to the Earl Hall Show, the podcast where entrepreneurs, authors, speakers, and creatives share their unique insights and experiences. With over 15,000 subscribers on YouTube and episodes promoted on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook, your story will reach an engaged and growing audience. As a guest, you'll join me for a 20-minute pre-recorded video interview aired every Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Book your spot now for just $49. This offer won't last long. The Earl Hall Show. Your story deserves to be heard.